What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update regularly, hit the like button. Let's jump into this week's topics. First of all, for this week, Team Associated has another RC10. This one, the RC10 91 Stealth Las Vegas Edition kit. Now, this is the 2026 version of this. Team Associated has a vintage race in Las Vegas, so having like a special edition for that race that is only available to attendees of the race kind of makes sense. I'm not as mad at that. That's like a reasonable thing. And if it wasn't in the mix of the rest of their activities, it would just be cool on its own. But instead, it's just buried within RC10 noise that has been generated over the last however long they've been re-releasing RC10s. So that one's not a big deal. However, it's not the only RC10 we get to talk about this week, because there is another Tamiya-ized RC10 release, not even a re-release. This is the Team Associated RC10 Ultra Rider, styled after the Tamiya Rough Rider. They're doing it again, and it's still being shameless, still not addressing what they're doing or why they're doing it or anything. Just throwing it out there. I think this is the third one of these that we've seen. We talked about, I think, the Fox last, I don't know, I think it's the third, possibly even the fourth version of a Tamiya vehicle that they have decided to port into whatever this is. Now, this does have a different suspension style. It actually has more of a Kyosho style front suspension. It's got a trailing arm rear suspension, which we have seen on a previous, I think, also Tamiya-ized release again. I don't even know what you call this stuff. So this one was interesting because the comments were wild on social media. This is not publicly posted on their social media yet, because this is another one of those ones where you have to be a member of the Heritage Club to be able to order it yet, which is a paid subscription thing that you get through them, and you have access to this early. Now, this will likely, like the other ones, become available to the public, and then they'll make a post on it on their public social media page. And then again, we will see a mass amount of comments. I think more and more people are kind of starting to, even people that maybe aren't as tuned in to the every little micro move that any company makes, the more of the population is becoming aware of this activity and starting to question more and more what in the world Team Associated is doing. Tomley made a video on this last weekend. We've been talking about the RC10 train for a while, and I'm not giving up on it yet. Still just crazy. But to take a little bit of heat off the RC10, let's talk about the newest release from JConcepts. This is the Baja Bruck body. It's like a slightly better looking Plague body. I mean, the proportions are JConcepts weird with, like, it has the Bug feel in a way, except that it's got like a way too long and way too flat hood for that. And then it's kind of made to be a comp-ish type body, like performance is kind of what they're going after. And it has fender flares, but that's a common thing. Power Wagons, one of the most popular comp bodies ever, had big old fender flares that everybody cut off, which would be the common probably treatment for this thing. It doesn't make that nose look it actually might make that nose look longer and weirder even at that. Bruck is not their name, so we can't give them crap on the name for this one. But the design they have to own. Obviously, what I say here is of my personal opinion. And I feel like maybe I am more alone on this one than the public. And that's going to happen. The comments on their social media were overall, I would say, generally positive, even on Facebook, which is crazy. So you guys will have to let me know what side of the fence you sit on with the Baja Bruck. It's not the ugliest body on the market, but they better hope that that one doesn't get discontinued. Last week, Proline released a new tire called the Chisel 2, and they released it in both a 1.9 and a 2.2. Now, the original Chisel, I remember running way back in the comp days, maybe like 2012, 13 timeframe, if I remember correctly. And it was a pretty decent tire. This is a new adaptation of that. Kind of has some of the styling of the original Chisel at that. The 1.9 version was released in a new size that I don't believe that I've ever seen them release in, and it's a 4.85. So very similar to the overall size of their Trepadors, which were at a 4.9. They're super aggressive, lots of lug spacing, open lugs at that. So in general, going to be a performance-oriented tire, not like a scale tire. And the 1.9 at least is available in both Predator and G8 compounds. The 2.2 version is 5.75 inches tall. So kind of going back to that traditional big 2.2 tire. It was shown mounted up onto an axial Heliman, and this would be in their press photos. In their press photos, the 2.2s were shown mounted on an axial Heliman. So, larger overall, that's a big vehicle. So a big 2.2 is fitting at that. Other than that, it would be like made for bombers, Rifts, old Wraiths. Even bombers are pretty old these days. So if you've got a Heliman, you wanted a new set of 2.2s for one of those large vehicles, you can get these, but the 2.2s only available in the G8 compound, not the Predator. And I would like to specifically not segue from Predator into channel membership, which is available for the channel and helps support the channel a little bit extra. So if you're interested in seeing videos like this early, or seeing additional behind the scenes member videos, seeing some kind of dedicated member live streams, or you just want to help support the channel, all of that is included with channel membership. And again, there's details on that down in the description below. So if you'd like to join, take a look. I appreciate everybody who helps support the channel, and I appreciate everybody who just watches any of the videos regardless. And again, I'd like to thank Bash Maps for supporting this month of the Scale News Update. Bash Maps is a social media app for RC only. Now, the highlight of the app is the map, which helps you find places to go crawl, race, bash, fly, boat. Do you just call it boating? Is it still boating when it's an RC boat? You bash a boat? You can also find hobby shops or events that have been posted on there. If you're traveling somewhere new, or you're new to an area, or you just want to help kind of build the community, Bash Maps is a great place to do that, with showing people great places to go have fun with their RCs. Bash Maps was made by RC enthusiasts. They go to the events, they support the events. They're RC people who have also made a great tool. There's also a marketplace on there in case you want to buy or sell RCs. Bash Maps is free to use with ads. And this video is going up on June 30th, the last day of the month. And if you would like to jump to the pro version of Bash Maps, 100% of new signups for the pro membership in the month of June go to Operation 11 Charlie, which is a veteran-run nonprofit organization that helps veterans dealing with PTSD, specifically by getting them into the world of RC, taking some of them to events as well. It's an amazing organization run by amazing people. So if you haven't downloaded Bash Maps yet, give it a shot. You can search it in your App Store, the Google Play Store. You can go to bashmaps.com, or you can scan the QR code in the bottom of the screen. Again, huge thanks to Bash Maps for supporting this month of the Scale News Update. This Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, live stream takeover, just like every single Wednesday for a really long time now. Matt and I will be discussing things adjacent to and sometimes including RC. But overall, it's just a good time. So come hang out, join the live chat, or watch it after the fact. Either way, we'd love to have you. And if you work for an RC company, like to see any of your products on the Scale News, send me an email to news@harleydesigns.com. Include a photo, a link, and a description of your new product. Love to take a look at that. See if we can get it included here in the Scale News. New this week over on Imagine, a new designer that just popped up there called MiddleOfNowhereRC. He's got a 3D printable moon buggy. We've seen more and more 3D printable moon buggies pop up in the 10th scale world as of late, and this one joins the ranks of that. This is a fully 3D printed chassis, body panels, skid plate, everything for a 1/10 scale crawler. The drivetrain that goes underneath is meant for like a portal type trans, something like Deluxe makes. And there is documentation on the web listing that gives you all of the information needed for everything you need beyond the 3D print files, the 3D printer, things like that, of course. New today on Imagine is a new back half for the Project IJ from Thread and Resin. Now this is a U4 inspired build. And again, it's the whole back half. Basically everything other than the front clip is in this new package. And it's like a tubular style roll cage and whole rear bed that has cladding for panels and things like that, but everything is very U4 inspired. I believe it will work with whatever front end version of the IJ that you want. And this just gives you the ability to change up pretty substantially the styling of that rig. As I mentioned, that's just launching today, and that's from Thread and Resin, who also offers the ability to have the parts 3D printed and sent directly to you through Imagine. So a number of, even if you don't have a 3D printer, he can take care of everything you need on that project if that's something you're looking for. This week, FTX posted that they've got a new version of their Outback Fury. This is the 3.0. Still a very similar look to previous versions of the Outback, as it's just an iterative design. This truck uses a more old school style center mounted, like a 3-gear style transmission, although this one is a 2-speed version of that, and it uses like a micro servo for the shifting of the 2-speed. Beyond that, the axles themselves are locked, very basic in that way. And even though the chassis is basic, it does have inner fenders to it, and it's got a clipless body system on it as well. It's got an angry eye look because it is not a Jeep. Don't be confused. But an interesting part of this is it does list for just 249 pounds, which is $339, which in today's market is fairly cheap for an RTR crawler, especially one that is something more than just a standard 2-channel operation. So a decent deal at that. FTX oftentimes, shoots for that market. I believe a lot of their vehicles are RGT originally based. RGT, obviously more of an Asia brand. FTX is a brand that is seen mainly in Europe. We don't see them in the US much at all. Still inexpensive at that, something that is incorporating a lot of the features that have become very popular as far as, expecting things like inner fenders, clipless body, or at least hidden body mounts, things like that. So seems to be doing a pretty decent job at that. The market continues to progress, and even these days, as things get more and more expensive, we are still getting a lot for our money, especially if you compare what we used to get for an RC, however many years back you want to go. You can really see how the market has changed and updated, and we get really good cars now for the money. But if the more affordable side of things isn't something that you're necessarily interested in, and you have a spare $8,804.90 laying around, then you could own this new limited edition brass 1/14 scale hydraulic excavator. I didn't know that the obsession with brass reached outside of the TRX4 market, but I was wrong. You can now get a fully brass MC15 metal RC hydraulic excavator RC digger construction vehicle from Lesu. I still want a bulldozer. I don't need an excavator. I just want a bulldozer. It doesn't even have to be brass. It doesn't have to be $8,000 either. Please don't. We don't cover a lot of construction equipment around here, but when we do, it is almost $9,000 and made entirely of brass. Every week while preparing the Scale News, I go and I check over 100 different websites for new releases. Now, I get pretty used to seeing a lot of these sites that don't have an update. Companies that just aren't as active. I see the same photo and I can close it instantly. It takes me just seconds to see, close. But as I keep doing that week after week, and I keep seeing some of these just have no movement, no change, no updates, I started to take kind of note of that. And some of the things that I wonder when looking at those sites is there anything going on at all? Are they making and shipping their back catalog of product? Is there any development going on behind the scenes? Are they just making their old product and, milking some social media, but really don't have any intentions of doing anything new, hardly at all? Or is it actually dead? Is there just nothing going on there? These brands existed. Maybe, you remember them if you've been around a while, but if you haven't, you might not have even heard of some of these brands. I bring this topic up every once in a while. The last time I brought it up was episode 389, which is like 7 or so months ago at this time. And a lot of the brands that I wondered about then, still pretty much sitting in the same way, like almost no movement at all, at least as far as anything noticeable, possibly just, some social media posts, but nothing new, nothing changing. And even if you were just existing with the products that you had before, if you're not progressing, does that mean that the brand is dying? Because you can't just keep the same products forever. Or can you? Pitbull is one of the brands that I have up there. They haven't released anything new in a very, very long time. But at the same time, tires, they can work and they can be sustainable for a long period of time. Pitbull used to be a brand that used to see their tires being used a lot. You just don't see that as much anymore. SSD used to be a brand that used to just see kind of slowly release things here and there, and they were around quite a bit. Their name was used a lot throughout. You don't see that much anymore. Element is a child brand to Team Associated, which we see what's going on over there, but at least they're making something new, at least over there. Even if it's not new, it's old, but it's still kind of new. But Element's just existing over there and just making kind of old social media posts. Like nothing's actually seems to be happening over there. G-Speed was a brand that mainly made chassis rails and things like that. They had some other products as well, but there hasn't been any activity on their Facebook page in a very, very long time, let alone seen many people use anything from them any longer. And then G-Made, their social media has been absolutely silent for a very long time. I haven't seen any new releases from them let me search. The last release in my notes that I have from G-Made was an episode 294, which was in January of 2024, which was the Spider kit in the GSO2 platform. So, we're going on 2.5 years without anything from them. Kind of goes back to what we talked about in the FTX story, is that cars nowadays, when you get a kit or an RTR, they're pretty solid cars for the most part. So if you just have old options to offer, you're probably way behind and you're going to spend money that isn't going to give you nearly the value. So unless you're progressing and releasing new, you're dying. So for this week's question, I want to know, can you guys think of any brands that they're not dead yet, they're not gone like Novak or something like that, but they're somebody you maybe haven't heard about, or you maybe think that, they're about to leave for lunch for the last time? Let me know. Drop that down in the comments below. Or if you don't have anything for that, let me know what your plans are for the holiday weekend coming up. It's on a Saturday this weekend, or this year. Things could get wild. Not here. Not for me. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching Scale News Update every Tuesday. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're not already. Helps the channel out a whole bunch. Channel membership's available if you care. But with that, as always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.